China just did the unthinkable, paid Iran lot of money to fight, looks like to me, to fight United States and to counter the threats coming from that country. Why am I saying that? Well, the Free Press, they have actually published a report where they said that China buys a record 1.91 million barrels amount of Iranian oil despite Trump warning. Now this oil, 1.91 million barrels, is whopping billions of dollars. I will actually give you the number in a second, around ballpark number. So despite sanction, and this is coming on the Euronews website, it basically says that despite sanctions on several tankers transporting Iranian oil to Chinese ports, a Western research body has reported that Iran's oil exports to China reached 1.91 million barrel per day in March. So 1.91 million barrel per day, and that happened in March. When these threats are coming from Donald Trump to Iran? In March. It started in March. Actually, it started long before that. But his rhetoric is getting harsher and harsher every single day. And not only that he's talking the talk, but also we know in Diego Garcia, he sent 1/3 of his bombers fleet that the United States has. Therefore, is very much safe for us to say that this money that China is paying to Iran for the oil is in preparation for the war ahead. According to the S&P, Iran oil exports to China reached 1.91 million barrels per day in March, hitting a new record high since US President Donald Trump imposed the maximum pressure campaign against Iran. And after he pulled his country out of the 2015 nuclear deal known as JCPOA in May of 2018 and reimposed unprecedented sanctions on Tehran. Now, Trump signed an executive order, we know, to restore the maximum pressure campaign on Iran. When he returned to the White House, he had launched the campaign during his first term. I want you to actually take a listen at this one, what Trump is saying here about Iran.
Sir, you mentioned Iran. They have come out and said if they're going to sit down with the U.S., they want to use an intermediary. And I believe the U.S. wanted direct talks. Would you still be willing to talk to them by an intermediary?
I think it's better if we have direct talks. I think it goes faster and you understand the other side a lot better than if you go through intermediaries. They wanted to use intermediaries. I don't think that's necessarily true anymore. I think they're concerned. I think they feel vulnerable, and I don't want them to.
I think that it is very interesting when he talked about the intermediary. Was Donald Trump referring the intermediary being China? We do not know, but looks like it could be. And Donald Trump, he doesn't want China to get involved in all of this. He doesn't want Russia to get involved in any of this because he believes that these two countries, they are not going to be taking the leading role in terms of how U.S. makes its policy against countries like Iran. So maybe he was talking about China. Maybe he knows that China and Russia, they're going to come to the rescue of Tehran, of Iran. The main goal of Trump's policy was to bring Iranian exports to zero. Okay, this is again from Euronews.com. They have said, quote, the main goal of Trump's policy was to bring Iranian oil exports to zero. Washington has been adding oil tankers that allegedly transfer Iranian oil to world markets to its list of sanctions. So again, Donald Trump took this very, very seriously, the oil export, because he knows if Iran is able to export those oil to China or to Russia or any other country for that matter, Iran's economy will be boosted and they will have money to fight United States and their attack, and also Israeli attack, at least for quite some time. Subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.